In the dawn light, we march on through. We are Sebastian's army searching for you. With green hearts burning, we'll pierce the night. Stand as Seth, we unite in this fight. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. Every trail we walk, every step we take, with the whisper of hope in every break. There's a promise that we won't betray. Green hearts united lead the way. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. Every trail we walk, every step we take, with a whisper of hope in every break. There's a promise that we won't betray. Green hearts united lead the way. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. With hands out high, we pray each night. God help us find him, guide our light. No matter the storm or how much pain, our love for him will always reign. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. Out in Tennessee, night sets, heart bleeds, searching for his boy in the whispering weeds. Sebastian's army marching strong. No hill too steep, no path too long. Mom stays still with eyes that cry. We don't know why she lets it lie. But Dad and Sebastian's, we're holding tight. We'll find him in the darkest night. We'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to riverbends, this journey never ends. We'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Hands are blistered but hearts are steel. Every footstep feels so real. Ghosts of hope in every breath, pushing through the valley of death. We'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Oh, we'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Oh, we'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Oh, we'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Oh, we'll find that never ends, never ends. I might be lost in sorrows deep, while we carry on through nights we keep, holding on to dreams of reuniting, in our hearts His love igniting. In the dawnlight, we march on through. We are Sebastian's army, searching for you. With green hearts burning, we'll pierce the night. Stand at Seth, we unite in this fight. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder, where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. Every trail we walk, every step we take, with a whisper of hope in every break. There's a promise that we won't betray. Green hearts united lead the way. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder, where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. With hands held high, we pray each night. God help us find Him, guide our light. No matter the storm or how much pain, our love for Him will always reign. We won't stop or give in, we're strong. Shoulder to shoulder, where we belong. An army of one, our mission true. Sebastian, find you, we're coming through. Out in Tennessee, Max's heart bleeds, searching for his boy in the whispering weeds. Sebastian's army marching strong, no hill too steep, no path too long. Mom stays still with eyes that cry, we don't know why she lets it lie. But Dad and Sebastian's, we're holding tight, we'll find them in the darkest night. We'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Hands are blistered, but hearts are steel. Every footstep feels so real. Ghosts of hope in every breath, pushing through the valley of death. Oh, we'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Oh, we'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. We'll find that boy, come what may, with Dad's love lighting up the way. From mountains high to river bends, this journey never ends. Oh, might be lost in sorrows deep, while we carry on through nights we keep, holding on to dreams of reuniting, in our hearts is love igniting. Ooh. Ooh.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me after the Lore Lodge with Seth and Tony. It was very revealing. Yes, Seth did a great job. Tony did a great job. Of course, both Aidens did a great job as well. Lots of clarifications now. Um, Lots of rumors debunked. Very much like Aiden stated before, people would say, well, this happened, it happened over here, it happened over here. And there was really no answers. I think things just, uh, you know, gets mixed up in all that. So, anywho, um, it's, yes, thank you guys so much. It is, I turned off the chat. I turned it off fairly early into it. I would look occasionally. Um, yeah, I mean, people are going to say what they're going to say. Uh, and I'll be honest with you, I really think after there are arrests in this, I believe that they will still be supported. I do believe that they will still be supportive of them. Um, what was y'all's take? Like, what was the biggest thing that you found interesting, uh, eye-opening in that interview? I think, I mean, there was a few for me. One was the grandmother. Yeah. Uh, for me, it was he had been talking to Katie's mom regularly. Uh, yes. And do you guys remember back whenever there was a rumor floating around, or this may have actually happened? I can't remember to be, but I do remember when Ward just said that allegedly Sebastian had spoken to KK's mom the day before or the day of. Does she have a criminal record, Lovely? She is a registered S offender on 99 years probation. It is illegal rage. That is an RSO can crap really um an RSO cannot be around a child, nor should they. Nor should they. So Lovely, that's that's the answer. KK's mother is an RSO. And she served time, I believe it was like 10 years, if I remember correctly. And the thing is, KK is a victim, right? And I have always stated that I have extreme compassion for her, what she went through. But What I don't understand is why KK is subjecting herself around the mother, and more importantly, why she was allowing Sebastian to speak to her, to be around her. It's beyond. If you look over all of this from before, long before Sebastian was missing, till afterwards, whether that be whether that be boy, this is tough. Things that happened in Edgar and KK's home, what happened to Sebastian, not getting him the help that he needed and that he deserved, whether, and again, KK being a victim herself, exposing herself back to, it just shows that the pattern, she was becoming a part of that pattern. That is, it is Cajun Juju. It really is. Whether it is trying to just put him in a certain school or whatever, or, you know, not doing the research in order to, you know, do the research on the school. Children had died there. It's definitely generational trauma. And it's, I mean, if you know, she's a, KK is a victim in that, right? But if you are a victim, why is she putting her son in that danger? Why would you put your son, who had already been through this, in your home in California, Katie, in your home in California? He had already been through it. You had let him down. You let him down, Katie. After that had already happened under your roof, and this had changed him forever, you then let him around your mother, who is and will always be a pedo. 99 years on probation. I've never even heard of 99 years of probation until this case. Not only did she keep it from Seth, Chris kept it from Nina. The courts was never notified. Nina did not know about it until Seth spoke about it. Why? Was her affair right in her? I don't know what Rhonda, I don't know what you mean by that, honey. Yes, you cannot do that. Where there was harm done that we know about and that can be proven, it happened under Edgar and KK's home. I wonder. I wonder. It's something I'm not really comfortable talking about, Rose, but you have to be an incredibly twisted person to not only go through that, what you went through, KK, and then your child went through that, and then you expose him to the person who victimized you. It's unreal. Well, War Eagle, I really think that this is going to be a case even after arrests are made. I believe that they will still support them. I just think that's where we are now. Thank you so much, baby kisses. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, honey. I just think that is where we're at now. What was that? Oh, my camera went off. Yeah, I remember that show, Poodles. I think she meant it more for Katie when that happened. Um, but I don't even know if Yoda knew that was going on. Uh, let me tell you something, Tar. There's things that still has not been discussed. And mainly with Edgar and all that. Have they checked KK's mother's house for special? One thing I can 100% tell you, 1000% tell you, and this I can tell you, there's not very many things I can tell you 100% sure, but one thing I can tell you 100% sure is Katie's mom does not have Sebastian. She does not have Sebastian. I can tell you that. Yeah, yeah, Cajun Juju. I mean, yeah, the church that they go to, and several churches in that area, of course, not all. Uh, but they want you. If you go in with something like a disability, they want to make sure there's no demons in you because they think it's something is in you. If you don't see the hurt in Seth, I honestly wonder about your humanity, about compassion. I don't know. He is broken reality. It was done to me, or it was done to me. I came out as gay as a teenager. I come from a very, very conservative religious family, 4 pastors in my family. Within an hour, I had 4 pastors on my doorstep. Um, the desperation to send him to Seth and the CPS filings, my heart breaks. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, the thing is, where are they? Where are they? Thank you so much, Nurse Sandy. Thank you, my love. We need to appreciate you. Thank you, sweetheart. Much love to you, my dear. Um, I think people should. Yeah, yeah. It's insane. It's just insane. Let people live the way they live. Let God take it up. It's not for any of us. Um, Anywho, oops, 1 second. I want to find. I think a lot of us just kind of stepped out after all of that hate-filled stuff was going on. Bear with me. I'm trying to find something, y'all. What did I do with Laura Lodge, man? What did I do with? Okay, here we go. Is he still live? Okay, he's not live now. Okay, perfect. All right. There's some things I want to show. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Uh, let's give the 2 Aidens from the Laura Lodge a round of applause. They did a great job. And Seth and Chris, not Chris, Seth and Tony. Yeah, he just went off there. Yeah. Seth, I can't get my bearings straight. Where are you, Edgar? Where are you, KK? Your son is missing that you say you care so deeply about. Where is it? Where is it at? Raised $1,628 for Help Us Help Kids for the missing and exploited children. That's amazing. Any of y'all that donated, thank you all for that. I noticed. I think he looks better without the ponytail. Just my opinion. What are their plans then with Faith? What do you mean, Deborah? How so? Um, Mothers, victims, family members, do we know? Um, KB, I know KK was, and again, things that happen to someone when they are a child, it is not their fault. And that is why I have so much compassion for KK in that area. Right? What I don't understand is Sebastian happening under their roof. And then again, Edgar didn't tell Nina. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how Nina would feel about that, knowing now she did not know that happened until Seth spoke about it publicly. Didn't know it happened. And you've been sending your daughter, because she's had to, remember, before they was in Tennessee, they were in California. Well, Faith had to go to California. And then after that happened to Sebastian, right? He's obviously having trouble in certain at least in some of the homes, that Edgar and KK's home and uh, school at times, with the diapers and the depends. And then you allowing the person that victimized you, you then going around them, which is one thing. That's your decision. But you allowed your son, who is already a victim, a minor, to be around her. Someone that is an RSO with 99 years probation. I just cannot. Yes, he did. You're exactly right. I see you. Edgar told me he doesn't know anything about KK's past and her mother. I call bull s BS. I do too. I do too. Holly, thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate you. Very very interesting. They wanted him gone before May. Thank you so much, TC. Was that May of 2024 or May of 2023? That's the question I have. I feel no, it would have been May of 2024, because I'll tell you, they got their house in July or August, June. Was it June of 2024? When did they get their house? Hold on. September 16th, 2022. Okay. I'm trying to think. You see, this is the thing. Nina did not know that they even moved. Like, she had no idea that they moved from their other house, which really wasn't their house. It was either Cruella's or the cousin or uncle or whatever the hell he is. Nina didn't even know that they moved. And then she found out that they, bought a house and all of that. So it makes me wonder. See, Edgar had this planned, in my opinion. They close on this house. And then later she files for full custody. Something is really, really wrong. As in back when they were still in California. I don't think it was planned that long, to be honest with you, but I don't know. DC, I'm gonna think on that more. That makes me think I need to look at some dates. Thank you, Julie. KK knowingly allowing Sebastian around an RSA as a Class B felony in Tennessee. That is 8 to 30 years in prison. It's my mind is just fucking blown right there, to be honest with you. It's just absolutely blown. All right, let me see if they've got the transcripts. Damn, it's not there yet, I don't think. Okay, it'll take a while for YouTube to put the transcripts up. Let me see if I can find where they were talking about this. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. E. Good to see you.
Necessarily everything you know now, but in that school, in that home, until you were able to get to a point where you could get him into online school and then adjust your schedule so that you could be home with him at the proper times.
Correct.
Okay. So
we have a very detailed timeline.
Yeah.
That's been created that shows cause and effect from the CPS reports for the behavior and the family counseling reports. And it's a very compelling story, to say the least.
That's big. It was before that? Okay. That's big. It took the, 5, I mean, there was so many alarms. And let me just say, Edgar and KK kept both, meaning Seth and Nina, out of the know. They didn't want any of this known, in my opinion. In the case Nina comes, she needs to have a judge order CP to notify. Lori, this is the thing. Everything is supposed to be documented. Everything. Janet, thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you so much, Janet. Appreciate you. Thank you for 3 months, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I don't know. I'm still not there with premeditated. I'm still not there, but I think, just in my opinion, they continually just wanted him out, wanted him out, wanted him out. And I think someone snapped. That's still mine. I don't think, in my opinion, I'm still not there in premeditated, but I just feel like life was going by. They wanted him out. Things got better for a minute. Everything's okay. And then the next flare up happens, which happens in life, which happens in all relationships, especially with special needs children in general, humans in general. I feel like someone snapped. But that's just me. So it was before this.
You felt that these CPS reports were being used as leverage against you, or something to that effect. That you were, and people were asking, well, what is in these CPS reports that Seth is so worried about?
The reason that the cease and desist were done by my attorney was to show the court system and CPS that I did not have any communication or affiliation with the people. So if they came out with the CPS reports, CPS and the state can take it up with them. And it
Right. So let me just make this crystal clear. Seth never gave any CPS reports to anybody. Someone was at his home while he was asleep. They emailed it from Seth. So there's that. That is why Seth got those cease and desist. You can not now. There's things that the reports that Tony and Seth are talking about. There's the CPS reports, and then there is the reports that are from the therapist and all of that. That is not protected. That is not protected. CPS reports are protected. So there's that. Just want to make that clear.
It clears up the fact that I have nothing to do with them.
So
You had a legal obligation to mitigate damages.
Right. Yeah, I think that makes complete sense. I guess one other thing that I was wondering, and this is more to do with Sebastian and the situation after he went missing, but on the Pascal show back in, again, I think it was March or April, you had said that Chris approached you, or you had approached Chris. There was a conversation that occurred where Chris told you something along the lines of, if people found out about such and such thing Sebastian said or did, they would want to stop. They wouldn't want to look for him.
Yes, Lakeside.
Correct.
Lakeside. This individual was at Seth's home while he was asleep. They got the phone, emailed it to themselves.
Do you know what Chris was talking about?
I do.
All right. Is it something that Sebastian did or something that happened to him?
Listen.
Something that Sebastian was supposedly doing.
Okay.
Supposedly doing. Nana, thank you so very much. Really do appreciate you. Love you, Destiny, and all the pros and mods, and especially to Sebastian. So thank you so much, Nana. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much. By the time Seth found out, the damage was already done. That is exactly right. That is exactly right, Mystery.
Did this involve anyone other than Sebastian?
No.
Okay, so it was just Sebastian.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that.
The main question I had was that there were some accusations that had to do with with Chris's daughter or something like that.
He was basically threatening to do more harm to Sebastian other than what he had already done, which was to his reputation.
Yeah.
Sebastian loves Faith. Sebastian considers Faith his little sister.
I need to clear something up here as well. Okay. A lot of people think that Sebastian and Faith have never been together, like met in person, never been in the same home. That is false. That is false. Sebastian and Faith have been in the absolute same home before. I can tell you 100% that Faith and Sebastian loved each other. Absolutely loved each other. And Sebastian felt like he was a big brother, right? And obviously he loved that. He loved that. And I know Faith is really devastated over, she wants to know where her brother is. I mean, just listen to Nina's interview. Just listen to her interview. And everyone that I have spoken to that has known Sebastian says that he is a good kid, that he is very mindful, that he is very gentle, that he is just a good kid. What makes Edgar think that Sebastian was going to do something? Or was it just an excuse? Or is it something in his head? Is it something in his head? Is it something perhaps that he may have went through years ago? Not too long ago? Thank you, Tony. You guys did wonderful. Wonderful. Right? We've CP's just a mama's boy. Well, I don't know. But why would Edgar think that? I mean, KK, I mean, the thing is, something really horrible happened to Sebastian under their roof in California. And then you allow, after that horrible thing happens, you allow him around another pedo. Talking, going around. And let me tell you something. Seth did the right thing. He did the right thing. He did the right thing when it came to Sebastian's therapy. He did the right thing when it came to when they were trying to put him in a facility, doing the research for that. He did the right thing when it came to not allowing his son to be around a pedo on 99-year probation. And the thing about it is, that's where for Katie, she said that was the last straw. What, that your husband at the time, the father of your child, was pissed off that you allowed him around someone that even you shouldn't be around? Aren't you the one that always says, my husband is, the protector? He speaks for me? Or is it just when it's convenient to you, KK? Is it when it's just convenient to you when you don't want to speak about your child being missing? That's right. They cannot be. There is no rehabilitation for them. Over and over and over, Tar.
Sebastian has never touched, hurt, or harmed a hair on Faith's head.
Okay. So
And I can tell you guys,
that's really what I need to know.
I spoke to Nina, which we all know who she is.
Yeah.
And if you heard Nina talk about how Faith feels about Sebastian, she's heartbroken. She misses him dearly.
Yeah.
Look at Seth's face right here. This part broke him.
I feel horrible for her. I mean, just genuinely terrible for that child. I can only imagine what this is. What kind?
Well, it's just very interesting the way KK wrote, saying that Seth was harmful to Sebastian, which again was cleared up, 1000% unfounded, and custody was granted equal to him. It's the irony is twofolds, in my opinions. One, it happened way, way, way later after she said the abuse happened, right? You wait, what, a year, 2, 3 before, and it's oddly written very similar to how Edgar writes his.
Kind of effects this is having
With
on her
Nina.
too. So I've actually been keeping a close eye on that case as well. The custody battle that's going on there. And I'm happy that for the most part it has not gone in any way in Chris's favor. But I think that's an important thing. And this is another thing that part of the reason it frustrates me.
Thank you so much, Lorraine, honey. I'm sorry I missed that. I apologize. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate you. Thank you, Lori, so much. The whole Sunday fun day that wasn't normal for them to do Scream's goodbye party to me. I think it was all planned. She documented the whole day. You could be right. You could be right, Brenda. I still personally feel that it had more to do with Edgar. I think that there is a whole surface that we have not scratched about the near parting of another marriage with Edgar and KK in the very right before Sebastian, the months leading up to when Sebastian went missing. So I think she was trying to stay away personally from Edgar. I think she was trying to keep Sebastian away from Edgar. And I think she was trying to stay away from Edgar. personally, but you absolutely could be right. That's just my opinion. Everyone's free to have their their opinion. Time will tell, but I think this has always stuck in my head, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. Whenever one thing was asked to Edgar, and they asked him if there was anything you could change about, you could do before, if you could do it over again, what would you do? And he said, I would have worked closer to home and been home more often. I don't think that was anything to do with Sebastian, personally. I think that was all to do with KK. Absolutely all to do with KK. Because I think KK got lonely. I think KK is someone that has always needed a man's attention. Always. And I think she went to get some attention. Oh, the hen house. I believe Edgar got some attention too. But I think there's that's why I just think that there is a whole story right there between the two and others, in my opinion, because I know that Edgar did speak to certain people in Memphis or at the campground, if you will, about KK. And it wasn't real pleasantry. I agree, Smiley. I agree. Thank you for that, my dear. Brenda, and thank you again, Lori. Appreciate you, honey. We got Castle. Thank you so much, honey. Good to see you. So please, everyone, if you see a creator that says they're all about Sebastian and Seth, have the courage to stand up to them and step up for Seth. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Speak truth. Speak truth. Right? Notice the difference, between an opinion as well, but speak truth. You're absolutely right. It's really insane. It really is. I don't know any other way to say it. Thank you, my dear Sharon. Thank you. The evil is eating from the buffet after tonight. The Lord lit the light for you, Sebastian. Amen. Amen, Sharon. Thank you so much, my dear. Always love seeing you, Sharon. Thank you for being here, honey. She seems willingly more stubborn and cavalier than Edgar had planned. Now he's stuck with a job lot he never wanted for long, but it's a long road to hoe when you start spreading seed. Well said, Zoot.
There's all these rumors going around about you, Seth. Meanwhile, there is an entry in the New Mexico court record saying that Chris Proudfoot needs to take parenting classes, conflict resolution classes. I think 24 and 12 hours.
Do you know how many times he has been ordered to take these classes? And You don't just say, I think Edgar needs these classes. You have to show them. You have to show the court something, some sort of evidence, some behavioral why Edgar would need to do this. Because there has been behavioral parenting. Look on the records yourself. It is 24 and 12 is a lot. Yeah. In my opinion, KP was married, messing with married men with, ooh, damn. I don't know. I pray not. I pray not. Lisa, thank you so much. Wasn't it said that Sebastian had a phone conversation? Yes, Lisa. Bingo, 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 bingo. That is what I was stating earlier, right? Whenever I think War said something earlier, I said, wasn't there something going around where, what was it? Sebastian allegedly spoke to the mother of KK before he went missing. And that someone said they think it came from Steven. The guy in the woods with the straw, that one. So, take that how you will, but it's I don't know if he got some information about that or it was just made up, but it's very interesting. It is very interesting. Bragging about his pancakes. Seth had every chance to let a lot of. Let me tell you something. Seth could.
And he took them. He tried to fight it, but they forced him to take them. So I think like when we're sitting here tossing out rumors, he said, she said from 10 years ago. Meanwhile, just in the last couple of years, one of the people who lived in this house with Sebastian was told he had to take parenting classes if he wanted to see his daughter. That is extremely
remember, this is the man who was trying to give parenting advice on Smiley's channel. Right? Parenting advice on Smiley's channel. I mean, the self-reflection is null and void. Absolute null and void with anyone that even can think about giving parental or marriage advice. Like Edgar said on Smiley's, what was it? This is my 5th marriage, and my wife will say my last. And yet they was just about ready to, head on down the road. And that's what you said to wife number 1, Edgar. That's what you said to wife number 2. That's what you said to wife number 3. That's what you said to wife number 4. And that's what you said to wife number 5. How did he did it after he got caught doing? Oh, Always late. Thank you, baby, for 11 months. Really do appreciate you. In my opinion, I think they had planned to take Sebastian somewhere on Sunday evening. Reason for the fun day. Sebastian overheard that combo and flipped. Then someone snapped. I don't know. I don't know, but I know one thing that will always stick in my head is when Edgar said, Sebastian made it sound like I was so horrible. He thought he was going to get me kicked out of my house. A 15-year-old has no idea about how the system works. They have no idea, not a clue. Not a clue. Hey, Mom, and good to see you, honey. Not a chance. How would Sebastian know that they would kick you out of the house? And they don't kick anyone out of the house. What they say is, if said person enters this home or stays in this home, then we have to remove what they call the quote alleged perpetrator, end quote. It would have been if, again, this happened. I don't know. We know there's 5 CPS cases, but if, for instance, if Edgar was the quote alleged perpetrator, then he could not have been around Sebastian. That doesn't mean he can't, uh, you know, be at his home. He cannot be around the child. If his name is on the property, he can be there, but not any contact or of any form with the child. Now, after the review of usually 60 to 90 days, if there's, things don't get better, well, they go back, right? You can go back. But if things get better, then that says something.
Relevant. That is, especially when you can. Let me get to the bottom of this one. Seth, when did the conversations about Sebastian coming to live with you begin?
2023.
Okay, with fall 2023, maybe.
Yes, you're right, Castle. It's called a home safety plan. Exactly. Yep. Yep. They would have had to sign along with classes. Absolutely.
2022, Seth.
Was it 2022?
Was it 2022?
Yeah.
They wanted to come live with me. I'm all down for my son to come live with me.
Were you going to be sending him to any kind of, there was some talk that you guys were planning to send him to?
I agree with that, Susan. I agree with that. I don't think the urgency, I don't think anyone knew the urgency, right? I don't think it was fast enough for Edgar or KK for Sebastian to be removed, right? I mean, I always feel like Sebastian told the school and let the school make that decision to call CPS, because I really feel that if Sebastian told his dad, he's only with his dad every other weekend at that point. And I really feel, in my opinion, that he's with Edgar and KK most of the time. And if it's not already going good at that house, it's only going to get worse. What was it the other day we noticed something? It was, what was it? Something to the effect of Edgar telling Sebastian about, well, he was saying that, sir, you can get in trouble. Well, he said that the CPS lady or guy, I don't know who, said, sir, you could get in trouble for this. That is not how that works. Telling a child, first of all, the teachers made that call, Edgar. The teachers made that call. Sebastian told them, or in your words, showed them. What did he show? What did he show? Showed them, and then they made that call. It was to the mandated reporter. It's their discretion. I mean, it has to be, a mandated reporter. It has to be, they have to believe or see that there is some form of abuse or neglect going on. So when you said the CPS person came and said, sir, you can get in trouble, they took him outside, there's no way in hell. There is just no way in hell that happened. Justin, I don't think Edgar and KK were honest at all. No one would know how urgent, because they told any truth, it would be negative reflection onto them. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think they didn't want it to get out. Right? The shame of that, if you will. Breezy, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate your 4 months, my love. Thank you so much. Late as always, but when I get here, you're late. Breezy, to the office, please. Where's my late slip when I need it? Where's my late slip when I need it? I have no idea. Here it is. Breezy Breeze, to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Breezy Breeze. To the office, please. You're being paged. Good to see you, Breezy. 100%, and that speaks volumes at their level of participation in making of said victims. Ooh, what did Tony say? Where's Tony? Why do I not see Tony? Victim shaming. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
Some kind of facility to spend some time
Absolutely.
That wasn't until later.
Okay.
They wanted him to come live with me. I couldn't get him enrolled in online school. And as everybody knows, I work 12-hour shifts at night.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't allow me to get back here in time to make sure that he's up and ready for school.
Right.
So my idea was Clarksville, Tennessee has an online school system.
Mm-hmm.
So that way the child can stay at home,
right,
and do his online classes. And he was supposed to be getting ABA therapy, and they were going to be doing in-home therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it was easier if I could just get him into the online classes.
Okay.
I watched during COVID-19, he excelled in the online classes. So I want to set him up for success, not for failure.
Mhm.
And why he was doing the ABA until we got him where he needed to be up here.
Mhm.
And then by then I could have changed and done other things so that he would have been going to school.
Online school.
Thank you for mentioning that, Ty Baylux. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Ty Baylux says, I lived in Clarksville until recently. The online program does have a significant wait list. Bingo. Yes. Yes. Sure does. Sure does. Thank you for mentioning that. Remember, CP didn't want the CPS reports out. Remember how he was scared JLR would have dug deep into the report. CP was desperate to still. Well, yeah, there's things out there that are sealed. I don't think that's the only thing that's sealed, though, in my opinion. I'll just say that. Faye, Seth has everything about who Sebastian was seeing. And let me tell you something. Tony and Seth talk about this here in this interview. I'll let Tony mention it in chat if he wants. But let's just say I hear it's extraordinarily damning, very damning, and it's also not protected either.
Or in-person school?
In-person school.
Okay. So what is ABA therapy?
It's therapy for autistic children.
Okay.
Hey, Linda.
So the plan was, as I'm understanding it currently, that Sebastian was going to remain with the Proudfoots until he completed this therapy program.
No, he was staying with the Proudfoots until the end of the last school year, and then he would have been coming to stay with me.
Okay, so at no point was he being sent to any kind of boarding facility or anything like that.
They brought that up to me, that they were over his behavior and they were looking into sending him to a place.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well,
I don't understand this. I'll be honest with you. I do not understand this. It's one thing if you are struggling and you need to maybe send the child to a summer program or something to help get him on track or whatever. They just didn't want to deal with him, in my opinion. Look at Sebastian's behavior in the last account we ever see him, and that is at the Texas Roadhouse. You know a child, how they are generally. And you can see that he is not a bad kid at all. You can generally see a child's behavior. KK, really wasn't with Sebastian the first 5-6 years of his life, because she was, in the military or the Navy. And then there's the divorce, and then she gets immediately with Edgar. And that's when everything starts happening that we know of to Sebastian, when the things happen in California. It's being taken around as another abuser. And then he turns 15, and she's trying to put him in a facility. They were done with him. It's unreal. How do you give up on your kid? How do you give up on your kid? How do you do that? I mean, there's no sign of her looking or being proactive in her son's disappearance case. And that's right. She was putting herself and Sebastian in situations very, very vulnerable person. Sebastian has special needs. That makes him extra vulnerable. He is a victim of someone doing something horrendous to him. And you put him after someone done something horrendous to him. You put him in other bad situations. And also you take away everything that he likes. Every animal that he likes, his cats, his snake. You don't punish him by taking away his stuff for a week or 2 weeks or however how long. You humiliate him. And you go in his room and you bag up the stuff and you humiliate him by making him throw his stuff away forever. That's abuse, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with, taking away the video games if they've done something wrong, or their phone for ever, amount of time. You threw it away forever. You threw it away forever. And I find it so amazing that Seth saw such a difference in the animal therapy that Sebastian did. And with the nonprofit that he hasn't started yet. He's got I guess, some papers on it or whatever. But I hope one day, Seth, that you can, change and help better lives with animal therapy with Sebastian next to you, I pray, more than anything. But if not, I pray that you can do it in his name. Because everything that was just taken from him, a child that does not comprehend and understand, maybe the same way you and I. That is something, in my opinion, Edgar likes to do as control. It's a way for him to feel better. Get rid of the cats if you want to continue this relationship. I'm allergic. Take a fucking Benadryl. Or do what I do. I'm allergic to cats. But guess what? We have cats. It's $83 for 14 pounds of food, but it helps the allergies. It reduces them. And then they make a foam I put on them every few days. And I take a Benadryl. How about that? The problem, in my opinion, why Edgar has no one that he is ever compromised with. None of us get everything we want all the time. And that's why many people like Edgar end up losing out on really good people. You may not like some things your husband or your wife does, or your mom or your friend, but just because you don't like that one thing doesn't mean you just end it. You just end it. But that's what Edgar does. That's what he's used to. It's probably how he grew up. You're right. A snake doesn't have allergies. He brings in, Edgar brings in 30 some snakes, 20 some snakes. Now think about this. Let's talk about those snakes a second. I can't stand snakes. More than anything, I can't stand snakes. But Sebastian, out of all the photos that I've ever seen of Sebastian to date, the one I see him the most happiest is with the snake. And if Sebastian liked snakes and reptiles and all that, great. But Edgar, you started a breeding program with all kinds of snakes and all that. And then you say, well, I started working, and if he wasn't going to take care of them, come on now. Um, maybe it wasn't up for him to take care of all of them. And you have the right to give those snakes away. But the snake that you gave him, snakes are not high maintenance at all. They are not high maintenance at all. And someone asked him, well, why didn't, you give him to, why didn't you just let him keep his one snake? Oh, he wouldn't take care of it. I think he said it on Smiley's or something like that. I mean, I am a firm believer that animals are extremely important to grow up with. I think it teaches them more than we can ever imagine, from responsibility to caring for something outside of yourself, learning that other beings and animals have feelings. But you had, unfortunately, Sebastian had Edgar, who couldn't get past his own feelings. And we know also that Sebastian was so brokenhearted when all the snakes was taken away. Edgar said, well, the guy who took them, he said Sebastian could come back and play with, see the snake and all that. Bullshit. They came out and said that was a lie. Survey says it was a lie. Didn't they, Edgar? They said they saw Sebastian was so sad, they, out of all the snakes, that they only kept Sebastian's snake because they knew one day, something just told them that one day he might want it back. Or I've got the text, I can't remember how it was, but you don't break a child's spirit. Shame on you.
How long are you talking about? Is this going to be like summer program? Is he going to go for a couple months during the summer? What are we talking about? And they were like, no, they were talking about in a little.
Tracy, thank you so very much, my dear. This was interesting. Got the flu. You still got the flu, Tracy? But still praying he's alive. Love you, Justin. Love you too, Tracy. Honey, you still sick? Gosh, it's lingering, isn't it? I hope you feel better, honey. Thank you so much for 10 months, my dear. And thank you so much, Sunflower Sandra. 6 months, in my opinion. KK and CP didn't want to deal with him. The urgency was the custody case with Nina. One thing we know about the custody case is we know Sebastian 100% was not going to testify. That was a big theory between a lot of people in the true crime community. He was not going to testify. He was not, and I know that 100%. He was not going to testify. But did Edgar think that he was going to get Faith? Did he think he was going to get her sooner than later? I don't know.
Live-in facility.
No, Aiden, were you asking what ABA meant as in the acronym?
I mean, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's applied behavioral analysis is
Okay.
what it stands for.
Gotcha. So basically, they were going to sit him down and work with him to get him up to speed so that he was in a position where he could go to public school, private school, maybe, and fit in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What do you mean, Mohawk?
Yeah, it's to help with the socialization part.
Right. Makes sense. I mean, and that would have been alongside everything else, I take it. That wouldn't have been any kind of special inpatient facility. That would have just been something he did.
It would have been something he did,
Mhm.
but where he was going to get it, they have a headquarters here in Parksville.
Mhm.
So he would have been in home. They would have came to the house, and they've been working with him for an hour or two every day.
Gotcha. So as I'm understanding, it was Chris and Katie's idea to have Sebastian go live at an
I'll
kind of
tell
a
you
live-in
something.
facility, and then you said, well, why doesn't he just come live with me?
He was already supposed to come.
This is my thing. This is what I think. I think that Sebastian knew the way he was living was not normal in Edgar and KK's home. I think he started getting older. He started, seeing and speaking to friends and knowing that what he was living through was not normal, what he was being subjected to. And I think that with Edgar, it was okay, well, if you're not going to listen and you're going to tell your teachers and CPS has been there 5 times in 14 months, then he needs to go. Because this is the way it's going to be. It's my way or no way. And Sebastian is going to school and saying what's going on at the house. And I think that's what happened. He made it sound like I was so horrible. He thought he was going to get me kicked out of my house. KK couldn't handle the fact that Sebastian's dad is better than her, and he would be happy at his dad's, in my opinion. Perhaps. Perhaps. What did Whispering Wind say? Where's Whispering Winds? I just see that one. I don't see anything else. However, him in the house was becoming the issue. Yep. I agree. I absolutely agree. My opinion, I believe 3 of the wives have never come forward as who would want. Well, Maurice, just because they haven't came forward publicly doesn't mean they haven't spoken to others or law enforcement. Let's just say that, right? Or in my very own opinion, CP never wanted him. Yeah. Mhm. Hey Coco. Hey Dirty Diana. Lakeside. 2 words. Pressure cooker. I agree. Susan says, my job is caring for the autistic in private homes, and Sebastian is not a candidate for institutionalization. Interesting. I mean, I would think that they would have something out there for each kind of need, though, right? Though, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
But because the wait list to get into online education here in Clarksville, the 6-month waiting list.
Gotcha.
All right. So when I say he disappeared, I already.
Well, Amelia, there is one ex that he allegedly about unalived, and I think there can still be some fear there.
He had him enrolled here in Clarksville.
Gotcha.
To begin the next school year.
Or,
because
no
that's
shame
how
to them,
long.
but even
I had him
embarrassment.
enrolled.
Not that they should be embarrassed. I'm not saying that, but
Aiden, there was a report filed right before they decided that they didn't want to wait till May to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a report filed.
CPS report?
Correct.
This is the one where Chris hit him with a belt, correct?
I'm not sure if that's the one, but there was one filed right before they started firing off, emails to Seth that they were going to put him, basically send him off to one of these behavioral centers. So, it appeared to me, in my opinion, to be a retaliation for that report getting filed, that they weren't going to wait, 4 or 5 more months. They were going to go ahead.
Well, I mean, there's been, you see the hate that Nina got. She's a victim in this as well. They literally set the woman up and recorded her and made it seem like she was like saying something bizarre. It was like way to ruin a vacation or something. It had nothing to do with it's because obviously you guys know, I'm sure by now, what Nina thinks privately, well, publicly and Nina is heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. She is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. And she has been, oh really, Crazy Country Girl? She has been put through, I mean, can you imagine your dad and his family in a parking lot saying run over your mother? What? Can you imagine handing over your child, that after a child is vanished already, and you know how these two are, and the family, after they wanted to, run you over, and then that's not just Nina saying that. This is also, Donkey, his ex-coworkers saying that. similar to that. And then after you hand your daughter over, you're handed a filing for full custody, and you don't even know if you're going to see your daughter again at that. A child just went missing in your home. Hello.
And send him off, November, December.
All right. So just let me try and recap a little bit here, just for our sake and for the audience, to make sure we're all on the same page. The process here is that Chris and Katie say they are fed up with some sort of behavior from Sebastian. Is this, was he just being rambunctious? Was this related to the thing Chris threatened you with?
Absolutely, Jenadon.
Well, we can't get into all the family counseling reports.
Hold on,
Was this related to the passion? Is this, was he just being rambunctious? Was this related to the thing Chris threatened you with?
Listen to this.
Well, we can't get into all the family counseling reports.
Listen to what Seth says here.
But
Listen,
I can tell you in jest.
It was the abuse that he was suffering there.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It was the abuse he was suffering there. Seth says. Hello. I mean, every person that has came publicly about Edgar, KK, Bauer, Foot, Donkey, Cruella, none of them have said good things. None of them. Right? I mean, people that came to me saying Edgar is stuck up, self-serving, his way or no way. Cruella goes to prayer circles, has never asked for prayer for Sebastian. Nothing about, birthdays. I mean, hell, they're not even doing an interview. Not even doing an interview. You hear what Nina said. You hear what Seth says. You hear what former employees say. You hear what KK's family says. You know the history, the public records on that.
And he was having problems at school. Again, he just lived a different life over there, right? I mean,
that's right. Lisa.
The 15-year-old child was wearing diapers, and
Lisa, not only has the church not the mother and the stepfather has not even went to a vigil in what 8 days or so from now. I don't know what today is. Will be a year. Like, really?
You know, I mean,
What April or May was the last time they actually did interviews. That's incredible.
it caused a lot of mental issues. I mean, this kid comes to live with his father, and there are no diapers, there are no accidents.
And that's what I was going to ask is, Seth, did he need these diapers?
Not in my house.
So Chris and Katie put them in these diapers. Did they have a reason? Did they explain this to you?
He was having accidents. At one point in time, Chris was upset that I had sent him back to the house, not in a diaper and actual underwear. And at another point in time, Chris got upset, so he gave me all of his underwear.
So Sebastian never needed diapers at your place, but
no.
Okay. So just
that says a lot there. Gave all the underwear to Seth. Gave all the underwear to Seth. These things trigger when they get overwhelmed, nervous, overstimulated. These things happen. Especially when someone has been abused. It's unfathomable.
Get back to my recap here. So Chris and Katie approach you. They say, Sebastian, we can't take this behavior anymore. It's not working out at our house. We want to put him in a facility. And then, or they wanted to go live with you.
That was a phone call.
Okay, so what was the first thing, facility, or was the first thing go live with you?
First thing was come live with me.
Okay, so they approach you, they call you, they say, we can't take it anymore. We want Sebastian to come live with you. You say, well, right now my schedule.
They weren't at their quote unquote wits end. Mm-hmm. I was approached different.
They didn't. Crazy country girl. They didn't. They didn't go to any vigils. They didn't do any interviews. So I'm confused on how they would think that.
I was approached on the basis of, hey, do you want what do you think about Sebastian coming to live with you? Mm-hmm. Said it.
Yeah. Did it seem like this was Chris's?
Yes, I see you, but I was thinking about that, but I couldn't remember who. If you want to text me on 307, I remember that. But I couldn't remember who.
Idea, Katie's idea, or a joint idea?
Before the information that I have now, it was coming from Chris.
Okay.
The information that I have now,
it was a joint venture.
All right.
We're really quickly and at this time, had the questions or the idea of putting him in online classes, had that ball already started rolling, or was that after that had?
I was already working on that from the year before, because they were like, hey, can't get him in now, but what you have to do is on this date, you need to call up, you need to go ahead and apply. So I was just waiting for time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting on dates so I could get applications put in, and then.
But this was after they suggested he go live with you.
No.
Yes.
Wait.
That's what I was clarifying.
Okay, yeah, because that was my question.
They were at their wits' end with Sebastian's behavior.
Yep.
They approached Seth. They asked Seth, hey, can Sebastian come live with you? Seth, to my understanding, you say, I would love to have him, but with my work schedule right now, I can't be home at the times I need to be home. Can you hang on to him for a year so I can get my schedule together?
Well, he was already in school.
Yeah.
And pulling him out of school is not. I didn't want to do any more detrimental. He was already in school. He needs to stay in school until the end of that. All right.
So you felt that it was best for Sebastian if he remained in that school, in that, not knowing necessarily everything you know now, but in that school, in that home, until you were able to get to a point where you could get him into online school and then adjust your schedule so that you could be home with him at the proper times.
Correct.
Okay. That's
Now what happened in between that and the next school year was supposedly Sebastian got back on track.
Oh, I got to show y'all
They
something.
didn't have a problem with him going to Beach High School.
okay.
Now, school year begins. He's there. Stuff gets worse at the house, and it's affecting his behavior. I'm still waiting. I've already done everything I'm supposed to do. So now I'm waiting on the school system here to give me that acknowledgement.
I don't think, personally, it doesn't matter to me if they're called diapers or briefs. I know some people get offended to that. What I'm offended by is the stepfather who says Sebastian likes to pee and poop in his pants. I'm offended by them allowing, after being victimized, to allow him to be around another person who victimizes others. That's just me, though. I want to show y'all something. Too many labels. Summers Ame, thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Hope you are well, my love. Thank you so much. Kathy, thank you so much, my dear. In how do I say this? Lack of bowel control is associated with autism and SA. In caprices, is that how you pronounce it? It is brought by stress. Right. Hold on. Our thing's freezing. Can y'all see? Okay, there we go. All right. Apparently, Laura Lodge is going on pretty. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a couple things in. We'll come right back to that. I want to show you 1 second. Figure A. This is what I think is dehumanizing him.
Bring you up to speed on that deal. Sebastian has pull-ups that he wears because Sebastian likes to pee in his pants and defecate in his pants. It has become a problem at school to the point where they've actually had to say something to us. So we even told them, said, look, either you figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups. And for the longest time, I mean, there had sprouts where he would do what he was supposed to do, and then, he wouldn't.
Okay, can I explain HIPAA?
Let me just say something. I know we all get stuck on the he likes to pee and poop in his pants. That bothers me, obviously. But what bothers me more than that is what he says afterward. This part.
They've actually had to say something to us. So we even told them, said, look, either you figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups.
We've even told him, you figure it out. You figure it out. Sebastian, you figure it out. How about you figure it out, parents? How about that? How about that? That's what bothers me. You figure it out. You bastard. Sorry, guys. You figure it out. That's just terrible. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine just a child that has been through what Sebastian has been through. Right? All the medical issues that this child has had since day one, a chromosome deletion, autism has been violated in the home that you both lay your head down in at night. And then you subject him to other predators. And then he's getting whipped on top of it. And God knows what else. And we even told him, you figure it out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You tell a 15-year-old autistic child with a chromosome deletion to figure it out. You are repulsive for saying that. Please tell Sebastian sorry. Please repent. We can't forget these words are just a snippet into what Sebastian was forced to live with. That's exactly what it is, Susan. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. But this is brazen. How dare you tell Seth that if we say what happened to Sebastian, people are going to might stop looking. with Edgar and his family, in my opinion, you have to be cut from, and I was talking to someone about this last night. They were mentioning it to me. You have to be this certain cookie cutter for them to like you, be proud of you, and care. If you're anything other, that's it. A very, very sad situation. I'm going to play it one more time.
Get up to speed on that deal. Sebastian.
Let me get you up to speed on that deal. Just nothing. Nothing right off the bat. Let me get you up to speed on that. Nothing here. Don't matter. Don't matter to me. It's not my problem. We told him it's your problem. No wonder. No wonder Seth was going to them and saying, hello, did you not research this therapist? This therapist has no clue what they're doing. It requires a special therapist. Did you not research this school? Did you not? We would like to get him the right help. And then you also, expose him even to another pedo. Very sad. Very, very sad.
Has pull-ups that he wears because Sebastian likes to pee in his pants and defecate in his pants. It has become a problem at school to the point where they've actually had to say something to us. So we even told them, said, look, either you figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups. And for the longest time, there had sprouts where he would do what he was supposed to do, and then, he wouldn't.
Okay,
He would do what he was supposed to do, and then he wouldn't. If you think that someone likes to pee and defecate in their pants, you are sadly mistaken. It is more humiliating for them than you can ever imagine. And yet they can't help it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nobody. Nobody. Can you imagine if it did happen at school? Being a teenager? How that had to affect him. But if they get anxiety, stress, other things, it happens. Yeah. Yep. KK. Shame on you. Shame on you. Laura Lodge is going on X right now. Let me refresh it and see if there's anything. The good thing is they're losing. They're desperately trying to spin a narrative based on misrepresentation of the discussion we had in hopes nobody will go watch the actual interview. But we are a much, much bigger fish. 3 minutes ago. Sebastian Rogers fired the PI because they gave law enforcement information about his missing son. Seth Rogers fired the PIs because they gave law enforcement information about his missing son. What? Sebastian Rogers' case instead of giving him the information first. Wow, I'm mind blown. That is absolutely not true. That is absolutely false. You think Seth would fire someone for giving law enforcement, the PI giving law enforcement the tip? Now, what sense does that make? The PI works for you. The PI gives you both the information. And Laura Lodge replies, no, he fired them because they went on social media and talked about the case without his permission. And then they refused to turn over the work he paid them for. Stop fucking lying. Holy shit. One hour ago. Seems like Sean is hiding. What makes me think this? The fact that he's suddenly using a green screen. These people are dumb as hell. When before he didn't seem to care too much about his background being seen. Why are you hiding? The Laura Lodge says that's a wall, moron. It's a green light. Exactly. How embarrassing. Oh my God. Remember that absolutely nobody. Okay, someone said, you are the reason this pedo, they said, I mean, Sean will continue to groom and take advantage of other innocent girls. You are as disgusting as him. Aiden says, remember that absolutely nobody has been able to present evidence that Seth has been in inappropriate relationship with anyone, and that these claims continue to be baseless. Still wait. Yeah. Yeah. Can you get some proof up in here? How adult he is calling me a piece of caca. Pure childish. Your disgusting behavior is the same as Seth and TTT. Have you found your match? Laura Lodge says, yeah, I called a piece of shit a piece of shit. I will continue to do that. You misrepresented the discussion in order to paint Tony in a negative light, ignoring the actual abuse all along. all along the way. So yeah, you're disgusting, worthless, vile, Satan spawned piece of shit. um where was it? "17 minutes ago. Exactly, at Laura Lodge. RT, me calling me a caregiver to the elderly. Evil is icing on the cake. Get a real job at Laura Lodge. YouTube is dumb AF. Mingle with a mediocre doctor. Sorry, what am I doing? Mingle with a medical doctor before he was, great. Let me see here. What's this? I'd like to know about, hold on, I can't see. I'd like to know about the restraining order filed on him by a former employee, which appears to have resulted in him having his professional firearm permit revoked. Thank you. Oh my God. That is laughable. Once again, the people who don't know jack shit about firearms or the laws governing them misunderstand firearm permits and jump to absurd conclusions. California was, prior to Brunin, a may issue state, meaning that a reason the government considered valid as required for the permit. When he was terminated, and we have an idea why the restraining order was filed, only that it was temporary and expired. He lost it reason to carry a weapon. He lost his permit. That was it. And he got it back. These people seem to think that a sheriff's department isn't capable of simple record research, because that's a lot more obvious than them just not knowing how the laws work. Right? It's extraordinarily simple. They think that the law of one state, they don't know how to check it in another. When you can't find your card or whatever, of course they have to, take it temporarily. You get it right back. Comparing Sebastian as an abused dog, question mark, because of some personal issues Sebastian has, is exactly why I can't stand TTT. TTT acts as if he was there, even when Seth speaking about Sebastian. The comparison was that rescued animals who have been abused frequently wet themselves when threatened. Chris Proudfoot forced Sebastian to wear a diaper around the house, while Seth never saw Sebastian having continence problems at his place. The comparison was about the effect of abuse, but God forbid you mention that part, you absolute piece of shit. Just amazing. Just amazing. I really believe that we live in a society where TTT, they call him TikTok Tony, just Tony. I believe we live, like, some people just don't want truth. They are so wrapped up in not liking someone or they are so down the rabbit hole that they reinforce their beliefs. They don't question, why do I think this way? Huh. That's why I have always, when people present theories to me, I'm like, okay, so you believe that. Let's go through why you believe that. Let's go through why you believe that. Because if they're not thinking of all the situations, then it's just a belief. It holds nothing. Thank you, Coco. Put the noise brain people forgot. Brain people forgot CP and KP. Couldn't move Sebastian to Tennessee with Seth. Agree with it. Put the, I don't know. Put the noise brain people forgot CP and KK couldn't move Sebastian to Tennessee with Seth. Plus, the no brain people forget Edgar and KK couldn't move Sebastian to Tennessee with Seth. They couldn't move him? What do you mean they couldn't move him? I mean, Seth moved there for Sebastian. What you mean, Coco baby? Thank you for that, honey. This is why I can't see. Damn. Sorry, I had my font at like 60%. Hold on, I gotta fix that. Okay. Yes, you did right at the beginning. You say he is playing PI in Los Angeles. You're an effing idiot, and I will love watching your demise. God. They really think that making fun of this uselessness as a PI is defamation. You came really close. I noticed it too. And the false lights is a valid claim. Is a valid claim in this case. Reckless. You must be a really shit lawyer if you think I got anything near defaming Steve Fisher during the interview. I got timed out for saying Seth should have bought his own damn plane ticket after Seth whined that Katie wouldn't buy him a ticket. Yeah, let's focus on the fact that Seth didn't buy his own ticket to something that he wasn't invited to attend, and not the part where Katie proceeded to leave Sebastian with someone who isn't legally allowed to be around children while there. The irony. It's just, it's beyond. KP needed Seth's permission when they left California to move to. Oh, yes, that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha, Coco. Thank you. Thank you, Mohawk. That's just amazing. The GoFundMe and how the dollars was spent was brought up in the lawsuit, and Seth being served / not served was not mentioned. The GoFundMe was, in fact, it was thoroughly discussed. I think that person is maybe talking about, if I'm correct, about that one person supposedly suing Seth. I'm almost 100% claiming a licensed PI is not licensed is defamation when you have a 650,000 subs. Aiden, you little joke could cost you hugely. Hashtag pedo sympathizer. Never said he wasn't licensed. It's like these snakes are allergic to the truth. It's on biggest effing joke ever on YouTube. Wow. All right, if I've got a pretty thorough list of questions for tonight's chat with Seth and Tony, is there anything you'd like? He fires back. He really does. I mean, oh, look at this. Jennifer Coffendaff for 11 minutes. Below is Laura Lodge interview with Seth Rogers. If you follow Sebastian Rogers' case, it is a must see. Looking forward to doing a short live tomorrow at 3 p.m. to recap key points. Katie, it's your turn. Bless his heart. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Love Jennifer. God bless her. God bless anyone who is on the right side of history with Sebastian, not letting some, it's just amazing to me how the disdain that they have for Seth when the only thing he says is, just find my son. Help me find my son. Help me find my son. That's all. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Aiden needs. Oh, is Jennifer in here? Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. It's terrible. I don't know. It's to the point where we got to stick together, and God stands for truth, right? And that's what we have to stick to. It's really that simple. It is a man who is just asking for a son. And that's it. Can you hear me? Someone said it's Justin speaking. Yeah, okay. Let me go to the next one here. Oh, wrong one. The good thing is they're losing. Okay, we already read that one. Maybe there's one more. Yes, you did right at the beginning. You said he is playing PI in Los Angeles. Oh, I already read that one. I'm almost 100% claiming. Okay, I read that one. Laura Lodge, I am so disappointed. Not one time did you show Sebastian flyers. Oh my God. These people could I'm just done. I'm just done with that. I literally can't. I literally can't anymore. I feel so bad for Aiden. I wouldn't give them the time of day. I would not give them the time of day to argue with them. Like, I think that's what they want. I really do. Thank you so much, Coco. I was talking with your mic. Gotcha. They couldn't move to Tennessee without Seth agree to it. Yes, and that's a very good point, Coco Honey, because their Katie and Seth kind of kept the same situation with their the custody if you will. There wasn't any really formal custody in Tennessee, so they just kind of kept it the same. Something, there's still just a lot of unanswered questions, in my opinion. He mentioned playing search and rescue in California. It's someone on the is majorly minutes ago. Someone on there majorly minutes ago taking up for KK. Well, this is the only question. I mean, not the only question, but the thing that I don't understand that is not common. Peter Hyatt says this, right? We know what the majority of individuals who are missing anything, let alone another human being, or most importantly, your child, how they behave. And it is not respectfully waiting 8 days, waiting 10 days, breaking your silence, and then doing an interview. I've got how many interviews they've done here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 interviews. That includes news interviews. 11 interviews, including news. All right. Now, the last time that we have, and that is Katie, that is either Katie and Chris, or just Katie, or just Chris. That's 11 total. Okay. And the last time they have actually done an interview, I think, was May 18th. May 18th. Other than the other day or a month or so ago, whenever he got up there and wigged out about, don't talk about my truck. All right. Let's see how many Seth has done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is he's already done 10 interviews by March. They stopped doing interviews in May and have done 10 interviews. And that's combined. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, um 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. About 80. About 80 different interviews, or, a panel. Same with Edgar and KK. That's a lot. That is incredible. So anywho, I think that's what's this? Matt called into J. Okay. Not that one. And let me just make sure before I go. I want to make sure I got everything here. Yep. So I guess that'll do it all for tonight, y'all. I need to go to bed. I gotta be at work tomorrow. Fun times. Thank you all so much for joining me. Yes, 80. It's incredible. Incredible. Seth just wants his son, and I am praying that something breaks soon. You could see it in Seth's, all over Seth this evening. You could see it all over him. It's really sad. Please keep Seth in your prayers. He certainly needs them. We are days away from a year. You could definitely, you could see it all over him. And I talk to Seth sometimes at night, and it's very sad. Hold the ones you love close. Your world can change in a minute, a second, a snap. He sends us all, good to see you, honey. All right, guys. 80, and he showed his face. Yeah, right. Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you all so very much. I do appreciate you. God bless each and every single one of you. Justin, did you get my super sticker? Yes, I did, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. All right. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining. Really do appreciate you. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat there very much. I was reading. All right, guys. Good night, everyone. Justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Justice for Michael Joseph Vaughn, affectionately known as Monkey. And justice for all of the missing. God be with you and God keep you. Good night.